Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Football Inc. I hope you're all happy and healthy, enjoying your Friday. Happy Friday. The Premier League starts again in a few hours' time. The Leeds play the West Ham in the curtain raiser of the weekend's fixtures. We're here to talk about that, get the predictiones in. Johnny needs some help. We've got to go back through last weekend's results. Johnny's had a mare. No, he didn't really. It was quite a tight one, but Blaine did okay. Blaine did okay for those of you in the chat. We've also got a couple of obviously the games from last night, Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest to talk about, and a couple of stories. So we're going to get into it all with you right now. Please, guys, smash the like button if you enjoy the video. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Notification bell button should be squeezed, and make sure you drop those comments. Keep them coming thick and fast and nice. Johnny, how the devil are you, my man?
I'm okay. I'm all good. All good. Glad European football's over for the week. If you're a Palace fan, it was a bit of a nightmare losing to some guys from Cyprus who had no right to win the game, but they did. If you're a Spurs fan, you're wondering how the hell you got away with it. But if you're supporting any other team, you're a British team in Europe, English team in Europe, you're more than happy. We'll get on to Forest, the Dyche effect. He's already, as you quite rightly put in the title, won more games than Ange Postecoglou. He's in the record books, Dyche, already.
And yet at the same time, Johnny, because Tottenham haven't lost, but we haven't played particularly well, there is an element within the fan base that are saying, bring back Ange, bring back my manager. It's I don't know, head scratching time around the fan base, guys. I forgot to ask. Please, also, if you are interested in the podcast version, then make sure you take your time when you go onto Spotify or Apple Pods, all that stuff, and just search out Football Inc. Or you can find the link in the description below and smash the follow over there. We really appreciate any help you can give us. Johnny, shall we start with the sad news quickly, though? And we won't spend too long on it because I don't know too much about the story, but Sheffield Wednesday have gone into administration, one of the Football League's oldest teams. They're going to be docked, I think, 12 points as well. Yeah. And it doesn't look good for them, my man. It's a sad day for them. Sad day for Sheffield fans.
Listen, it's a sad day, but could it actually be a fantastic day for them? I know that sounds like a ridiculous thing to say, but I think the poison that is this owner who has dragged this out now for nigh on 3 years, you know.
Chanziri, his name is, isn't he?
Yeah, I can never remember his bloody name, but
Dejphon Chansiri, a Thai canned fish magnet.
Yeah, well, yeah. Obviously, the only magnet is on the metal on his cans. It is certainly no magnet as far as. Look, Sheffield Wednesday, one of the you will remember. I've been watching football for sort of the tragic stuff as well with Liverpool, but. You know, huge club, Sheffield Wednesday. I always thought of Sheffield Wednesday as being bigger than Sheffield United, maybe because I had a kid at my school who was a Wednesday fan. But
I don't know about the trophy drought, the trophy stakes, but obviously in recent years, Sheffield United have eclipsed them. But I'd say it's probably, I don't know, to be honest, but memory, when I was growing up, Wednesday were the bigger team, right? In the 90s, they were. Sheffield Wednesday were in the Premier League. I don't remember Sheffield United being in the Premier League until more recently, but I could be wrong about that, Johnny.
No, I mean, look, the thing is, like a phoenix can rise from the ashes, and whilst this guy's has had a vice-like grip, you know, he's been a complete poison. You know, Spurs fans talk about Daniel Levy and some of these other owners, Mike Ashley and all the rest of it, but they're nothing. They are nothing. These guys are like saviours in comparison to what Sheffield Wednesday fans have gone through. The players haven't been played. They're complete and utter contempt for the fans. And as I said, Phoenix can rise from the ashes. They're going to get relegated for sure, I would have thought. They're bottom at the table now. They're going to get deducted another 12 points. It'd be a miracle if they're not in League One next season. But what it will be an opportunity for someone else to come in potentially and buy them up and start again, because they're always going to have the support. They just need a proper owner to come in and do something. I mean, look what what's his name has done at Hearts. Yeah,
Bloom, Tony Bloom.
Tony Bloom. He's gone in at Hearts. Look at Tony Bloom did and Union Gulwars. Yeah, taking an unfashionable team, but he has, he has his sort of algorithm of player finding and what have you. He's thrown his magic dust over the club, and Union Gulwars are, uncharacteristic, who won the league. Hearts now, since his involvement in the summer, are top of the league. All it needs is a owner who cares about the club, who cares about football, who wants to make the club great, not a vanity project, which is what this tuna tin magnet.
Mate, they might end up being taken over though by someone who's got some serious cash, right? I'm reading a statement here from the Sheffield Wednesday Supporters Trust. They're basically really happy. They're sad. It's a happy, like you say, it's like a happy, sad day, bittersweet. They're saying entering administration was the inevitable outcome of years of financial mismanagement, a lack of accountability, and repeated failures to engage credible buyers.
Correct.
Administration is not something to be celebrated. It needn't have ended this way, but we are overjoyed to have Jejfon Chanziri out of our club for good. And they're basically then going on just calling for everybody in the Wednesday family to be patient, to get behind him, and to dig in deep and be ready for some hardships, but ultimately they'll come out of it stronger. But you know what they might do? Now it's in the hands of administrators, it becomes a lot easier for someone with some serious cash. I mean, they are a sleeping, let's not sleeping giant, like a comatose giant, let's call it, right? They could easily be
30,000, 25, 30,000 every week. They could easily get
it, right? So someone can come in there and buy that club pennies in the pound, and if they've got some money behind them and they're a bit of nous, bit of know-how, bit of goodwill, 5 years down the line, they could be back in the Championship. 10 years down the line, who knows, right? For someone out there with a lot of money might look at that and think, really interesting opportunity. Lovely fan base, lovely club. It's a sad thing that's happened to them. But yeah, it's like the worst is probably, it's the beginning of the end of the beginning or whatever they call it. But good luck to them.
Beginning of the end or the end of the beginning?
Yeah, who knows? We shall see. Let's move forward. But before we get into the results from last night and do the predictions thing at the end, you wanted to bring up a story about no salad.
Yeah, more salad. He was dropped last week, and he dropped his Liverpool social media account.
He what?
He dropped his social media account, Liverpool account, turned it off, because he got dropped. Now,
he's got a specific Liverpool social media account.
Or Liverpool social media account. But I mean, is that the way to behave? I mean, you've been idolised for years and years and years. You played out of your skin last season to win yourself an unbelievable contract when, there were Saudis offering him all the gold he could eat, playing one off against Liverpool. They offer him this fantastic contract. And now this season, the guy's gone into his shell like a tortoise, and he hasn't produced anywhere near the performance. Forget their defence, Liverpool's defence. Offensively, he's not been at the races, snatching at chances, being selfish, seen a few players, throwing their arms up at him, didn't think anything of it. And then, of course, he got dropped. I'm not sure whether or not he will come back against Brentford. I think only one club has won at Brentford. Andrew's doing a really good job there. I think it was Man City. Is he thinking he's bigger than the club? And no one is bigger than the club, even someone like Mo Salah. But do you think, I don't know whether it's a certain, it's arrogance, isn't it?
Yeah, really? You have to remember, mate, he said to Jurgen Klopp and he said to Arne Slot last year, don't make me defend, right? If you just don't put that responsibility on me, allow me to do what I want to do and I won't let you down. And obviously, so the club, the football team has to accommodate that, right? And obviously they did. They did last season, and they did the seasons before. They don't expect him to get back and defend. They allow him just to sit up top as a right winger. So the 9 has to then come back and do a bit of the additional work. And obviously that's fine. It's a fine sacrifice as long as everybody else is pulling in the same direction, singing from the same hymn sheet. But Liverpool this year have gone through their big transition, right? They've changed a lot of their defence. Their wing back, their fullbacks are entirely different. They've got injuries. They're too top heavy with their attacking players. They're playing Szoboszlai, who's not even really a DM. They're either playing him in a DM role or they're shoehorning him to right back when Trent and it's not Trent, sorry, Frimpong and Bradley were out. And so that's some of the problems, right? But then you need everybody to be digging in. And if he wasn't someone that was willing to do it, that's going to be a little bit resentful. And then you then don't know what, like you said correctly, people getting a little bit pissed off. You'll tolerate, I've got to do more because you can't be bothered. Okay, yeah. I'll tolerate that as long as you're pulling your weight. But if you're not, and then those things can be a vicious circle, right? Like you get people having a crack at you, you get little tantrums and things. I mean, obviously I'm speculating on whether there's anything going on behind the scenes, but I didn't know anything about this social media thing. So and look, he was right. It was for the Frankfurt game he was dropped, right?
Yeah, but I mean, when was the last time he was dropped?
No, exactly, a long time ago. But they're on the back of, was it 3 or 4 defeats on the bounce, and then they go and play Frankfurt without him, and they put in one of their best performances away from home in a European fixture for quite a while. So the pivot in the tactics in the formation or whatever was justified. What's going to be interesting is, does he come back into the team, like you say, for the Brentford game? But look, ultimately,
it worked though, right? It worked. Sean.
It did work. Yeah, it did work.
He went for 2 up front. He went for 2 up front. Look, he's looking one eye on the future. Mohamed Salah is going to be going at some point soon, right? So he's looking at the double of Ekitike and Alexander Isak. And it worked. I mean, although Isak went off at half-time with the groin strain, it worked. Yeah. I mean, they ran out 5-1 winners.
So what will be interesting, though, is the other point that you spoke about backstage was this long ball thing. So do you want to walk us through that, and we'll bring that into the conversation?
So Onslaught is bemoaning the fact that in the last 7 games, he's faced 175 long balls. So they're playing low block and 178 long balls. Against Manchester United, they faced an incredible 75 long balls in 90 minutes. You can't bemoan that. I mean, he's commenting on that, but basically, teams are finding a way of trying to circumvent Liverpool. It was interesting in the article. It said that the Eintracht Frankfurt boss had rung Oliver Glasner to speak to him and to find out what system he thought he could have employed to beat Liverpool. So he suggested what Man United and a few of the other teams have been doing would be the long ball. They went ahead, obviously. They went ahead 1-0, but it didn't work for them. But listen, look, Arsenal now come up against low blocks all the time. And that's why they need someone like Eze. Someone like Eze, for example, I know I'm drifting off a bit, but someone like Eze, he's not used to playing against low blocks. He's used to playing for a Crystal Palace team that are open for when they're playing the likes of a Spurs or a Man City. Yeah. They're open. So he's not used to playing against the low block. So he's going to find his feet. It's going to take him a little while to find his feet against Arsenal. But Liverpool, what they're doing, then now all the teams are going low block, long ball. It's up to Onslaught to find a solution to it. You can't be saying, well, everyone's doing the long ball for me. You're the coach. It's up to you now to find a solution to counter it.
You know what, mate? He's been a bit different this year. Last year he was really nice on his slot. He was very complimentary about every other manager. It was his first year. He was getting his feet under the table. Everything went really well. This year he seems to have a real bit of a chip on his shoulder. He's moaning quite a lot. He's got a bit of an arrogant edge to him. He's not quite as like amenable. He's not quite as polite, and he's coming across a little bit dislikable, if I'm entirely honest, whenever I see him in the press conferences. And like you say, if you're sitting there bemoaning people that are coming up with tactics to play against you. I mean, there was other managers that used to do that. Was it Jose that did it, or I forget? One of the other managers was always blaming, how other or was it Pep? I forget who it was. People are always sort of trying
to. Conte was the prime one of blaming everyone and anyone. I mean, the 6-2 loss at Napoli, he blamed the board for the transfer window while they lost 6-2 in that game. He's not one for ever accepting responsibility. Klopp was the one, I think, that was. I'm trying to think who he was.
I'm trying to think who it was. It was a few years ago. There was always like, the only way they can beat us is by doing this boring football sort of thing, boring, miserable football. Like you expect everybody just to play your style or your way to be able to accommodate you and allow you to play your game. I think it might have been Klopp. Cantab saying in the chat there, big up to you.
Cantab's made a good point. If he's complaining about the 75 long balls against Ruben Amorim, which came as a bit of a surprise to me, actually, I've got to be honest.
75 long balls in 90 minutes.
Long balls in 90 minutes. As Cantab said in the chat here, he hasn't played Sean Dyche yet.
Yeah, fascinating stuff. Well, look, I mean, as far as Salah goes, mate, I mean, so what are we putting something out there now then that we thinking that there might be some rumours around Saudi Arabia monster bid in in the summer or maybe even as early as January?
Well, we're seeing rumours about Semenya, aren't we?
Yep.
How are they going to fund that? They need to buy a centre-back. Maybe it's time for Salah to go.
How much would it take to get Salah out to go to Saudi? 400 million?
No, I think 100 mil.
Oh, I'd pay 100 mil for him.
No, I mean, how old
150 mil for him.
How old is he?
29, 30, is he?
31, 32? I don't know. What is he?
Oh, he's much older than that. Sorry, he's 33.
33, yeah. He's 33.
Maybe 20 million, something like that, to get silly money for him.
Yeah, I think 100 million. So, listen, only the Saudis are paying £100 million for something with no return, right? Yeah. That's it. So, but whatever it is, even if it's 80 million, it's 80 million that goes towards a Semenya and a centre-back, which is what they need right now, to be truthful with you. Because, I'm amazed they offered Salah a huge contract at 33. He's been a great servant, but I mean, I'm not sure what they gave him. I don't know if they gave him a 2+1. I'm not sure what they gave him. Probably would have wanted a 3-year contract.
Let's have a look. He's Mo Salah. Where's his transfer market thing? Here we go. His contract expires in 2027.
Okay, so it's two year.
Was he out of contract at the end of?
Yeah, he would have been out of contract in the summer. That's right. Yeah, so he signed a contract.
Transfer market only value him at 45 million euros right now.
Well, there you go. You go. But listen, look, he could be straight back in. Look, the thing is, Alexander, there might be a conversation that doesn't need to be had. If Alexander Isak's groin is an issue, and it's been an issue before, then he's just going to walk straight back in the team and no one's going to say anything. But it will rear its head again once Alexander Isak's come in. But let's be serious, they paid all that money for Alexander Isak. He hasn't paid off yet. He paid all that money for Florian Wirtz. Still haven't paid off yet. And they signed off on a huge contract, a renewal for Mo Salah. And that hasn't paid off yet. So they spent a huge amount of money in the transfer window, signing on players, and none of them have hit the ground running this season.
Where do you think they'll finish at the moment?
Third.
Second being City.
Second being City or Chelsea,
yeah. Fair enough. By the way, that shirt, it's nice to see. You haven't announced it, mate. You're making the debut. The Met shirt is on its debut today. It looks a little bit like an old away kit for Liverpool. Yeah,
it's a real fun. I ordered this weeks ago, as they do from these things, but it's a fun shirt. There's the Ligon thing, sponsored by McDonald's. Obviously, nothing like having a hamburger before a game when you're playing. It's got lots of graphics, crowds. Yeah,
You've got a lot of
cool shirts. Quite a cool shirt.
It is a nice shirt, yeah. And let's move the game forward then to a little bit of we titled it Sean Dyche. His name's come up a couple of times already. First performance in Europe against a very impressive Porto team. Bit of a banana skin, but I didn't think it was a completely one-sided game. 2 penalties. No. It could have gone either way, but 2 penalties, two sort of mistakes there from the Porto back line. But in the end, good 3 points for Sean Dyche, and he gets immediately more points in 90 minutes than Ange Postecoglou got in 9 games or whatever, 8 games.
Yeah, there'll be a Sean Dyche ginger tifo, no doubt, by the end of the month. Look, the thing was, it wasn't pretty. Let's be honest, it wasn't pretty. But what he did, he brought back all the experienced players. He brought back all the players that had got them into Europe in the first place. Yep. Bar Chris Wood, he put Igor Jesus up front. I'm a big fan of his, as I mentioned on here. But it was 2 penalties. Let's not get too excited about the regeneration of Nottingham Forest. 2 penalties. A good team. Porto have been good this season. And I think that will turn out to be 3 very valuable points. Ask me, has Sean Dyche ever been in Europe before?
I don't think so.
I don't think he has.
Yeah. No. It might have been maybe somewhere else, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't.
Ready for Dyche ball.
I don't think anyone's ever ready for Sean Dyche. He's a very unique character. Oh, Burnley maybe. Did he play in Europe with Burnley when Burnley got
I don't remember Burnley in Europe.
Yeah, they got in Europe, didn't they? Hang on. Burnley Europa League. When was it? They were in the Europa League in 2018, 2019. Reaching the playoff round.
The playoff round. What was that? To qualify to go into it?
Yeah, I think so.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Impressive.
They what was I going to say to you? They that Callum Hudson-Odoi came alive last night again, didn't he? He was very, very good early in that game. Hitting some long balls. I tell you what, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Tottenham were linked with him a couple of years ago, and I think most of the fan base were like, "What are we doing here?" Callum Hudson-Odoi is nowhere near good enough, but he's actually someone that creates that balance. He's got that tenacity. He's got that pace, that take on speed. He loves to take a man on, drifts on the inside. When he hits it, he's got a lovely, powerful curl on it. He's a really decent player, Callum Hudson-Odoi. And Nottingham Forest do have a lovely squad, mate. They've got a really nice squad that should be sort of 8th, 9th in the sort of chomping around that kind of lower European segment of the Premier League. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there are many players that fan bases say not for me and turn out to be the player they've always dreamed of. I'm sure it's happened many times. Yeah. I think it's an interesting comment. I'm trying to find the comment from Morgan Gibbs-White. It was some sort of flippant comment about Ange Postecoglou, or inference to Ange Postecoglou. After the game, he made some comment. I'm trying to find it. I heard it. I caught the very end of it on Talk Sport as I was jumping out my car, or getting into my car, should I say. So I'm not sure if anyone's seen it, but I don't know if it was a sly dig at Ange, but I think it's too early to be making comments that Sean Dyche is way better than Ange Postecoglou after one game, even though he got the win. But Morgan Gibbs-White said he could breathe again. There you go. Thank you, Graham Smith in the chat. That's an interesting one.
What he says, just asking him to run too much.
Well, I don't know whether breathe again, meaning that, the pressure on him and how he was talking to people and what was expected. And who knows? It's very sort of quite an open-ended comment.
Yeah.
But that is definitely a sly dig, but it leaves it very open-ended as to what he was referring to.
Can I ask you a question? Just getting off the topic a little bit, but still staying on the topic about comments.
Yeah.
Vicario, after his worldy performance against Monaco, was asked, what happened? What was your thoughts on tonight? And his comment was, I'm paraphrasing, but he said, the baseline performance has to be better. And Jamie O'Hara came out with a quote, like basically a comment saying like he needs to shut the F up. And when I first saw it, this is before I'd read Jamie O'Hara's sort of take on it. And I don't usually agree with Jamie, but I felt the same. I was like, why, on what planet do you think it's okay to essentially throw the outfield players under the bus when you have been at fault for so many goals in the last 24 months with your shitty positioning and your inability to catch and claim the ball? And yet no one's thrown you under the bus saying we need to be better from corners. We need some more, like, I don't know, pressure taken.
We need a better keeper.
Yeah, but no one says any of that shit.
No.
But yeah, and like, but you know, like the way it always comes across when he gets up and berates players.
I hate it.
I hate it as well. Can't stand it.
Because it's like it's him. It's like, what are you doing when it's nothing to do with him? And it's normally the kid that he berates, whether it's Bergvall or Archie Gray.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do that to Cuti Romero.
No, exactly.
Because he knows. But I agree, Sean. I thought it was really bad form.
Yeah.
Because, as you quite rightly said, Vicario himself has been under a lot of pressure over the last few weeks. You know, he's been the one under pressure. No one's thrown him under the bus. Going back to the comment, did Marinakis say he couldn't breathe? That's because, he probably had a large dinner for 12. Harmless Potato has put on here, the exact comment was, it's been a long time coming. We've been breathing a sigh of relief for weeks now, but tonight we can finally exhale.
Oh, it's probably about. I think that just probably means about getting a result.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be breathing a sigh of relief for weeks now. You haven't been able to breathe a sigh of relief for weeks now.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah,
finally exhale.
He's not the brightest guy in the room, is he? He's probably coming up with a couple of like.
Yes,
comments.
Mr. Marinakis. Yes, Mr. Marinakis. That's the only thing he can remember of the speech that Marinakis gave to him. Yeah, yes, 100%. Mr. Marinakis. Yes.
I'd like to thank Mr. Marinakis for showing.
Yes, Mr. Marinakis. When will you release my dog?
Sully's saying Vic was so tempted to have a pop at Bergvall after he lost the ball, but backed off this time. Yeah, but he saved it up for the end after the game, didn't he? He saved it up after the game. Something about Vic. Look, fair play. He had a cracking performance. He did, but he's doing his job, right? And he had a great performance. Fair enough, but that doesn't.
You hit the nail on the head, Sean. He was doing his job.
Yeah, it's just doing your job, right? Like if you like only let in 2 goals, but you keep out 6, you still haven't really done your job, have you?
Well, you know? I mean, what would happen if Cuti Romero made 5 interceptions and said, "Yeah, I made 5 interceptions, but the rest of the team were crap at interceptions, and like if it hadn't been for me, right?" I mean, that was more or less what he was saying. You know, I didn't like it at all. I thought now is not the time to be throwing the whole team up under the bus. We didn't make any effort. We didn't do enough. We were poor. You know, okay, I think you made your point, but he just carried on.
Yeah.
I don't think that will go down well in the dressing room, personally.
No, I agree. But anyway, good luck to Nottingham Forest. Started well. Who they got this weekend? Tough game, haven't they? They've got. Let's have a look at my notes here. Forest are away at Bournemouth. Yeah, tough place to go. Bournemouth could end up being top of the league, I think, for a little period. No, they won't be. They'll still be.
Well, we know. Well, what will probably happen? Dyche will probably, because he brought back the old guard, he'll probably bring in the players that didn't play a massive part in the game on Thursday, and bring in, some of the new acquisitions to play. But we shall see what happens with that. As far as Crystal Palace, mate, let's have a look at. Should we go Crystal Palace or Villa? Which one you want to do?
We'll go Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace. Listen, huge shock. I think there's Salonika are now second in the table. After that,
Larnaca,
yeah, I think they're now second in the table, third in the table. A team from Cyprus, little team from Cyprus, comes to Palace. Listen, it was a mistake by Palace, but it was a well taken goal. But Palace had 70-something odd %, and I saw a lot of people asking me, well, obviously Palace rested a lot of players. No, they didn't. They didn't. They played a full strength team. I think the right back maybe have been different, but most
They had Henderson in goal, Camvo, Lacroix, Mark Gahey in the back three, Munoz, Hughes, Lerma, Tarek Mitchell, and Ismail Sarr, Jean-Philippe Mateta, and Yeremy Pino. So, a very strong team.
Yeah, a very strong team, and they couldn't break them down. The low block...
Why are they playing a back three at home, though, against Atlanta? Very strange.
Yeah, the low blocks. Listen, you can have a great team. Look, Mateta, Ismail Sarr, Jeremy Pino, right? All good creative players, can take their players on, but they just couldn't get through. Even Arsenal, with all that creativity, they're not, they're struggling to anyone that goes through a low block. I mean, Atletico Madrid was the first team that they've really sort of taken to the cleaners, and that was in a 20-minute spell, 4 goals in 20 minutes. That low block is hard to break down, but I am surprised that someone at a level of a Cypriot team that's in the Conference League would beat them at home. I never saw that one coming, considering how hard it is for most Premier League teams to go to Palace and get a result. That was definitely going to come as a shock, because I think Palace are favourites or joint favourites to win the competition.
They should be. Have you seen the actual the team, like the what's the word? The table is crazy. I'm just looking at the table, who they've got.
That's the table.
Let me see if I can bring it up. Hang on 1 second. How do I do this? I see it here. Here we go. I mean, I don't make these. Some of these are Wi-Fi passwords, mate. It's where am I? Here we go. Look at this.
Ghosted is making a very good point. He said, how do teams like Palace, Brighton and Newcastle have better on-par forward lines than us? Yeah, it's a very good question. But still, Thomas Frank is meant to, with worse forward lines, produce better results. Right, what have we got here? So Salonika are number 2, aren't they?
Yeah, just quickly on that though, mate. Like, it's like you can critic. Like, you haven't got to throw Thomas Frank under the bus without saying also, like, he needs to get things moving in the right direction, because our best performances were at the start, and since subsequently I think we're getting slightly worse as we're moving forward. I know there's injuries, but there's always injuries. I think it's okay to be able to critique and analyze and sit there and think that Thomas Frank isn't. Yeah, he doesn't just get like a blanket excuse all the time. Because Ange never did either, and I think, like I said to you last night, I think that Thomas Frank has got an inarguably better squad than what Ange had.
He's not playing with the better forward line right this minute, though, I don't think. But that's for another day. See, Strasbourg are challenging at the top of the Ligue 1 Championship at the moment, which will be a bit of a worry for Chelsea.
Who the hell is this? Jaglionia. Who the hell are they? Jaglionia Bialystok. Never heard of them. Whoever they are, they must be in Poland, I think. They're somewhere in Poland. They're top of that league out there, though. I mean, look, mate. We won't spend too much time looking at the conference.
I mean, Fiorentina will probably be favourites to go there. With probably Strasbourg, Crystal Palace, and is there another Italian team in there? I can't remember. I thought there was a
AZ Alkmaar will be okay. No one down here, surely. Yeah, no. The obvious favourites are Palace, Fiorentina, and probably Strasbourg, I think.
Yeah.
At the end of it. Anyway, let's move on to Aston Villa, mate. They were probably the better team, but go ahead Eagles. First game at home in Europe for a long, long time, and Aston Villa did well. But the guy that I really rated, Evan Gassand, he gets the opening goals to tap in for them, but then had two or three other chances, breakaways, didn't put the ball in the back of the net, wasteful,
when Dia missed the penalty as well.
But
mate,
then
you score a goal like that against Spurs last week, a worldie, the unbelievable strike, and then you can't score from the spot. Baffling football.
That's football, isn't it? Not everyone. It's not. It is what it is, I guess. But listen, Villa. That is frustrating, isn't it? Aston Villa now.
It's got to be Emery out now by the law of metrics used by Spurs fans and other fan groups and Forest fans, losing to go-ahead Eagles. If Spurs had lost to go-ahead Eagles, there would be meltdown right now.
There probably is in the Aston Villa fan base, though, right?
I don't know. The fan bases are imploding, exploding. You know, Liverpool fan bases were on a buzz. You know, losing 4 in a row. You know, everyone questioning Slot. He went from hero to zero in 4 games. And then you've got the Forest fans imploding, you know, at the sacking of Nuno, and then up in arms at the appointment of Ange, and then the joy of Ange going, then the aghast that they were going to replace him with Sean Dyche, which wasn't the majority of fans' choice. Fan bases are up and down like a yo-yo at the moment. And the Man United fan base wanted Ruben Amorim gone. And has he turned the corner, Ruben Amorim?
No, it's too early to tell, mate, isn't it? Far too early to tell.
Well, I mean, listen, if he has turned the corner, then fair dues to Man United board for standing by him and not listening to the clamour, because, you know, his record has been absolutely shambolic. Forget the 75 long balls against Liverpool. They beat Liverpool. You know, Liverpool weren't great, but Man United were better. It's as simple as that. And, you know, maybe it's time that Man United now are, have that belief now to start stringing a set of results together now to go on a run.
Yeah.
The Man United fan base will now get 100% behind him. And not everyone's been hammering out, but quite a few of them have been.
No, 100%. 100%. Mate, let's we've got 20 minutes left. Let's pivot to we've got to do the last weekend's predictions, and then obviously we'll get into this weekend's fixtures that start tonight, shall we? Just quickly, we got Dino Houdini. If you're still here, mate, first of all, thank you very much for the super sticker. As always, my man. As always, chew to you, buddy. Chew to you indeed. Can we ask you a favour, Houdini? Is there any chance, if you're still around, mate, can you play the part of the chat when we're trying to get the predictions? If you're still there. If not, no worries. Let us know if you are. And if not, we'll ask someone else. But let's go into the predictions, mate. Let's do a roundup on where we finished last weekend. We won't go through the games in detail, but then we'll go straight into the predictions for this weekend. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the predictions.
Who's going to win this weekend? Got to predict the scores. Got to be Nostradamus, picking wins, losses, and draws. Who's going to win this weekend? Got to predict the scores.
All right, so for those of you who don't know how it works, we do the predictions every week, and we pick a player that hasn't been picked before. If the player scores a goal, for every goal they score, they get 3 points. Every assist, they get 1 point. You get 3 points if you get the correct scoreline, 1 point for the correct result, or nil point for anything else. As we went into last weekend, I was in the lead with 52 points from the chat that was on 41, and 3 points behind, languishing bottom of the pops, was Johnny Boy. Then we start off with Forest versus Chelsea, and I went for a Chelsea win, as did Blaine, who did very well this week. But we both got the scores wrong. We both said 2-1, and you went for 2-1 to Forest, so you get nil point. Sunderland versus Wolves. We all went for home wins. You both got the score spot on at 2-0. I only got 1 point because I went for 1-0, Johnny. Burnley versus Leeds we all got it wrong. I went for a draw. So did Blaine, and you went for a Leeds win, but Burnley got the points there, so nil point. Palace Bournemouth, we all got that one. Well, me and you got that one wrong, and Blaine got he went for a 2-2 draw, so he got the point, but not the correct scoreline. Brighton versus Newcastle. This is where Butler comes through. I predicted 2-1 to Brighton, and I got it bang on. You went for a Newcastle win, as did Blaino. Nil point for you guys. City versus Everton. We all got a point. We got the wrong scoreline, but the right result. Same for Fulham versus Arsenal. I went for 2-0, you went for 3-1, and Blaine went for 3-0. So 1 point each. And then in the final 3 games, Tottenham, Villa, Liverpool, and Manchester United, and West Ham, Brentford, we got nothing across any of those results, apart from Blaine, who got 1 point for predicting Brentford were to get the victory, but he didn't get the right victory at all. On that note, I also got 6 points for Haaland. You got 0 points for picking Saka, and Blaine got 3 points for Nick Voltemade. I know this is all boring data. I'm just catching everyone up, and then we're going to go into predictions now. So at the end of all that, I got 13 points for the weekend. You got 5 points, Johnny, and Blaine did well, getting 11 points. Didn't quite do as well as me, but did fairly well. So I'm now miles in front on 65 points. The chat is on 52 points, 13 points adrift. And Johnny boy, you're getting left behind on 43 points. There's 22 points, Johnny, between you and I. And if you say it's early days...
It's early days, mate. It's early days. You've seen the races. And at the back of the field is the arsehole, closely followed by... Yeah. I'm the arsehole at the back of the pitch, but don't worry. I'm coming up on the rails. I'll be coming up on the rails. Guys, we need someone to do the scores for the chat. Who's going to volunteer, please? Someone in the chat.
Reese, if you're there, do you want to do it for the chat, Reese? Let us know.
Reese would be happy if Reese could do it. Someone come up and let us know, and we'll start with the... we'll do a review of each of the games.
Doesn't look like there's any members in the chat tonight. Yeah,
Reese is going to do it. Reese is going to do it. Well done, Reese. Thanks for doing that. Right, let's look at the first game. This is an early season 6-pointer, a massive 6-pointer. Leeds versus West Ham, 16th versus 19th in the league table. Leeds only lost 1 game at home in 13 months, and that was against the mighty Spurs. What are you going to go for, Sean?
Listen, I just think that Leeds are going to have too much at home, and I think Nuno's probably regretting falling out with Marinakis. He could be having a nicer time probably over in Nottingham, but he's picked the team. I can't see him getting out of trouble. I'm going to go for 2-0 to Leeds United on this one.
2-1 for me, Shawnee.
2-1 to Johnny. Reese boy, what we saying? What's the chat saying as well? 3-1 Leeds, 2-0, 2-1. Everyone, Reese has also gone for a 2-0. Big up to you, Reese. Yeah, intro. Everybody there is going for apart from Spurs King. Spurs King's only one going for a 1-1. Next up tomorrow morning,
Chelsea
Sunderland. Chelsea
an interesting one. Gay Gooey, who was meant to be going to Sunderland to play for them, was called back last minute. He's now getting games, scored a goal. But Sunderland have done fantastically well. Only sat 2 places behind Chelsea on exactly the same point. So on the face of it, you'd be looking at that and saying an easy win for Chelsea.
Yep.
But they're level on points. But I think Sunderland's strength is their home form more so than their away form. So what will you be going for, Sean?
I'm gonna go a little bit out there on this one. I don't know why. I'm probably mental here because I think it should be easy. I think it will be an easy one, but I don't know. Maybe just to make the game a bit more competitive, I'm going to go for 1-1. I think Sunderland are a good enough team to be able to frustrate, and Chelsea. Well, I don't know. I mean, they when they smashed Ajax, Ajax were down to 10 men, so it's a little bit of a difficult one to know how good they would have been had it not been for that. So I'm going to go for 1-1 and hope that Sunderland get a bit of joy there.
Reese has gone 2-1. Reese has gone 2-1 Chelsea. I'm going to go 3-1 Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea. Okie dokie. Interesting game. Next up, Newcastle Fulham. Newcastle after dismantling Benfica in the week. Maybe some tired legs playing on the Saturday, playing Tuesday, Saturday.
Fulham desperately in need of, both teams. Newcastle 14th, Fulham 15th. It's not, when you look at the teams, you think, well, one's here and one's there. There's only 1 point between them. Newcastle obviously getting most of their points at home, not so good away from home. This is going to be a tough one, Sean. I think Silva desperately needs some points. He's only got a couple of wins, as have Newcastle. What are you thinking on this one?
I'm going for 3-0 to Newcastle, as is Reese by the looks of things. Big up to you, Reese. Bye, Blaine. I see you in there, mate. You did well, buddy. You did well. You got 11 points.
Very good, Blaine. You did very good.
You got 11 points. You got 3 points from Voltamade and 8 points from the competition. I unfortunately smashed you, mate. I got 13 points because that's what I do. I don't know what you want from me. That's what we do here, unfortunately.
Right, Newcastle, Fulham. You've gone 3-0. Reece gone 3-0. And I'm going to go 2-0.
2-0 to Newcastle United. Interesting. Let's move down a little bit towards Manchester. Manchester-Burnley, a southwest derby. Northwest derby even.
Man United apparently in trouble. Only 1 point off of Spurs. Only 3 points off of second. That's how close the league is, right? The meltdown is bollocks, right? Okay. Man United have got just as much chance of getting top four as anybody else if he gets it right. Against the Brighton team who, up and down, better at home again than they are away. Only lost 2 games this season. What are you saying, Sean? Neither team been in Europe.
Man United, Burnley, I'm going for... I fancy this one to be a bit frustrating as well. I'm going to go for... I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 to United.
Yeah, I wonder, are you a believer? Do you think...
Sorry, I thought it was Burnley. It's not Burnley, it's Brighton, isn't it? Sorry. I think either way, I'll stick to the same team.
Brighton.
Yeah, Man United, Brighton. I'll stick to my score, 2-1. 2-1.
Interesting. Belieber, if he gets a chance to play, he's been twerking for a move to Man United. They really want him. Is he going to go out there and show them what he's got and have the game of his life? I'm going to go for something. I'm going to go 3-1 Man United.
Oh, you'll get So you have to. Yeah, this is it, mate. When you're so far behind, you have to get a little bit outrageous, don't you? I'm here for it, mate. I'm here for it. So, and Reece has gone for a Desmond.
Go on.
Reece has gone for a 2-2. A Desmond score draw would be a good game. Next up, we're going to Brentford. Brentford versus Liverpool.
This is an interesting one.
It's an interesting
Everyone's favourite to go down, having lost all the players and bringing in Andrews. Ball criticised for appointing someone with such little experience. He's doing well, sat in 13th place. And only one team has won at the Vitality Stadium this season, and that is Manchester City. So it won't be an easy one. They will come at them, good counter-attack. And the way Liverpool's defence has been recently, and the fact that they had a game on Wednesday against Frankfurt and Brentford are rested, I think this could be an interesting game. So what are you going to go for?
I'll let Reece go first. Reece has gone for Brentford 1, Liverpool 3. I will go for 2-0 Liverpool.
I'm going to go 2-2.
Oh, Desmond, you're getting desperate, mate. I love it. He's going to end up he's either going to close the gap in wild ways, or he's going to get absolutely left behind. Sensational stuff. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Arsenal at home. I don't think they've even had a shot against them in the last 2 games that they played, mate.
They've lost 3. They've conceded 3 goals in 12 games.
Yeah, this one is 2-0. If ever I've seen one for me, 2-0.
2-0. I mean, having played on Thursday as well, Arsenal played on Tuesday. 2 days extra. Full team they played. Arsenal rested a couple of players, took them off. You're going 2-0. Reece, what are you going?
Reece is also going 2-0.
2-0. I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 to Arsenal. Okay.
To Mateta to add to that scoring number.
And Aston Villa against Manchester City.
Mm.
Listen, I think that this one is a fascinating game. I think that City can't afford to drop points here, but Aston Villa at home are traditionally a very, very, very impressive team. I think this one's got goals in it, personally. I'm going to go for, dare I say it, 2-2. Desmond.
2-2. Okay, fair enough.
Ruth going 1-1.
I love the way you said there's going to be goals in it. I mean, it is a game of football, so that's a bit of a prediction now, a bit of a wild prediction. I'm going to go 3-1 Man City.
1-3 Manchester City. Bournemouth versus Forest.
Ooh. Interesting.
I'm rooting for Forest on this one. I want them. I want Bournemouth to. Bournemouth are getting a little bit annoying, mate. If I'm honest, they're getting a little bit annoying, sat up there, perching on top of the, towards the top end of the table. Like I don't mind them doing well.
Them?
What's that?
Who's the one team that beat Bournemouth?
Liverpool. Was it Liverpool?
Trying to remember now. Trying to remember who was the team that beat Bournemouth. I thought it was a lesser team. Might have been wrong. Reece has gone for 2-0 to Bournemouth. What are you going?
I'm going to go for 1-1.
I'm also going to go 2-0 Bournemouth.
Interesting. Mate, manager bounce, mate. Manager bounce.
Yeah, it's possible. I think this is an interesting one. I mean, this is
Wolves Burnley, bottom of the table.
I mean, Burnley 17th, Wolves 20th. 5-point gap Burnley have got over Wolves. A win here for Burnley, would put them 8 points clear, which is huge at this stage of the season for Burnley.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Wolves.
2-1 to the home team. Okie dokie. What's the
Reece has got 2-0 Wolves.
2-0 to Wolves. And Butler is going to go for 0-0. Boring game.
Possible, mate, because he's going to try and shut up shop.
What's that?
He'll try and shut up shop, won't he?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. 0-0 for me.
The big game of the weekend. The
only
huge
game at the weekend up at the, what's the stadium called? The Lewis Dickinson Arena or something?
The Sandra Dickinson Arena, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
Everton.
Personal injury lawyers for you.com.
Yeah,
arena.
Everton. Everton versus Spurs. Everton down in 12th. Spurs down in 6th place. What are you saying?
I am going to say 1-1.
Heart ruling head, says Jagger. 1-0 to Spurs.
Big up the Jagger.
I'm going to go 2-2.
Desmond across the top. There you go. We've got all 10 fixtures in. Now we just need a player. And Reece, I'm sure you know the rules. A player that hasn't been used before. And for you, in the chat's player can't be Nick Voltemade. It can't be Erling Haaland. It can't be Jack Grealish. It can't be Kudus. It can't be Declan Rice. It can't be Richarlison. Who picked Richarlison? And it can't be. I think was that Nikos, and it can't be Mo Salah either. No Voltemade, no Haaland, no Grealish, no Kudus, no Rice, no Richie, and no Salad. No Salad, no Rice. And let us know who you're going for.
I'm going to go for Gordon.
You're going for Anthony Gordon. Oh, that's clever. That is clever. And Reece has gone for Cody Gakpo.
Good call.
Nice one as well. Who am I going to go for? What's the scoreline I'm most confident in? Newcastle. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go for Voltemade then. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Pudding and pie.
Estavo's what a player he's going to be.
There you go.
And yeah, hang on a second. I've got just to say, Max Dowman has signed a new contract for Arsenal. A pre-contract. All the top clubs in Europe were after him, but he's not going anywhere now.
How much is he getting paid a week, do you reckon, at 16?
I don't know. A pro deal is expected to follow when he turns 17. So it's like a deal and a deal.
Yeah, okay.
Tied together. God knows what he's on. But let's just say for a 17-year-old kid, a 15-year-old kid,
he's still 15.
I think he's maybe 16. The pro deal doesn't come until he turns 17, so he's now probably just 16. Probably just turned 16. I think he's just turned 16, hence the reason why he signed the deal.
Super quick. I think Reece has been playing this game with us without letting us know he's been playing. And he's my 4-week rolling average is 13.5. Can you do it on the big stage, Reece? We shall see, my man. We shall see. I think was it Marshall earlier who reminded me that he beat us? He beat me a couple of weeks ago. But listen, at the end of the day, you guys are playing as a team. You know, I've just got myself, and I that I'm worried about. And if you guys have got a lot of distance to close, mate. I'm the early.
All it needs is one of your players to score a couple of goals, and you're back in the mix. Darth Spurs says, "What is Johnny doing? Gordon has got no Premier League goals this season." Yeah.
If you picked Mateta last week, for example, 9 points.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a hat trick out of your player, and you're right back up there, aren't you?
You certainly can.
Maybe we should introduce something in the second half of the season where you can triple captain your double points for one player 1 week.
Interesting one. Talking about Nick Voltemade, apparently he still wants to seal a move in the future to Bayern Munich, which was always his dream move, which is an interesting comment. But a player that you spoke about,
he could have gone there this summer, couldn't he?
They wouldn't pay the money. Remember the Bayern coach saying, "You pay too much money. More fool you. Shame on you. Shame on you." Meanwhile, he's going
to cost about twice that in a couple of years' time. You know?
Yeah, it could be. Going back to a player at Bayern Munich who you mentioned the other night, who came on, 17-year-old kid, 5 minutes into the game, banged in a fantastic goal.
Oh, the Bayern player.
Yeah, Leonard Cole.
Leonard Cole, yeah, amazing. Yeah,
Leonard Cole. He said, "Champions League is a dream come true for me. To be man of the match at 17, hearing that anthem, I had goosebumps. Things are going well, but there's a lot more work to be done. Everyone can keep working on their weakness and strength, and I'll keep doing it." That's the mindset of a 17-year-old who knows where he wants to go.
He looks about 13, though. You see, he's only about 5'5", 5'6".
I know, but I mean,
he hasn't had his growth spurt yet, you know. But what a player he looks like he's going to be. You know, what a player.
Chelsea and Spurs being linked with Palmeiras player Victor Roca, who went back to Palmeiras.
Yeah,
he's doing very well out there. I think 17 goals he scored.
Yeah.
Both Spurs.
I'm not sure about him though, mate. Like he came to Barcelona. I did a review on him a long time ago, like 18 months ago. He came from Barcelona.
Yeah.
Sorry, he came from Pamense. What's that team's name in Brazil? Goes to Barcelona as like a 17-year-old, doesn't land. Goes to Betis, does okay. We were linked with him last year.
Yeah.
And then I looked into him, and he's stocky and he looks pretty good, but. No, it's just like, you know what? Maybe the whole situation with the striker we got from Argentina kind of put me off a little bit. But I've sort of I downplayed it. I was like, I'm not interested in him, and then he ends up going back for 17 million or whatever it was to Brazil, smashes it. But now he wants to come back to Europe. You know,
interesting to see. It was an interesting comment. Going to sort of moving on to Chelsea for a second because they're looking at him. David James saying that Sanchez is the best goalkeeper in the Premier League.
What, statistically or just in his opinion?
No, in his opinion, which I thought was a bit wild. But saying that, we haven't seen the signs of the Sanchez that was making all the mistakes last season that we said had to be replaced. I mean, Chelsea were exploring 3 or 4 different goalkeepers, and apparently they're still looking at Marc-Andre Stegen and Mike Maignan at AC Milan is still
Stegen as well, apparently, right now.
Yeah, they're still on the David James says Robert Sanchez is the best culprit in the Premier League. The one I was actually going to say was Sanchez. I know there are a lot of people who look at Sanchez and question his capabilities, but I personally think he is outstanding, which is an interesting one. Here's one for the comedy books, gets rolled out every sort of 3 to 6 months. Everton are looking at re-signing Tottenham's Richarlison. Most Spurs fans are willing to contribute for the taxi to get him there. But I can't, I'm not sure that one will happen. It looks like Lionel Messi, looking at what Cristiano Ronaldo is doing, he might have been thinking about retiring, but no, he's now decided he's going to play for another 3 years at Inter Miami and has just signed a new contract to 2028.
Right. Yeah.
Don't know how much they'll be paying him for that one.
Not sure, mate. Not sure. Should we have a quick look at the Fantasy League situation, mate?
Yes, we can do.
Not doing very well on this at all, to be entirely honest. But let's have a look-see. It's always interesting to see the people at the top of the leaderboard. I've got no idea who any of these people are. Never seen any of their names in any of the.
At some point.
So Newcastle rejected. Jason Loftus is currently number 1 in our league with 569 points. Wowzers. Spursy AFC, Jules Spurs is currently in second place, 553. Steve Riffle-Marto, Dan Eagles, Lewis Can, Andy Corellius, Be Safe, Be Lucky Peeps FC.
Sully says he's 7th.
Who is?
Sully.
Sully. There he is. Yeah, Sully. Sully's Noel O'Sullivan, 543 points.
Sully. Well done, Sully, mate. Well in there.
Well in there, mate. And you're only, what are you off? You're 26 points off of the top. We've got David Nicholas, Craig Mant, Eddie Moron, Charles Ingram. I feel like I know that name from somewhere.
Yeah. I'm 217th, Sean.
Oh, you're doing well as well.
Well, I'm doing better than you, mate.
I'm having an absolute fucking shocker. Let's have a look. Let's see at the. Let's have a look. Let's go back to points.
James says he's 14th. Well done, James.
Well done, James. This is my current team, mate. I'll show you yours in a second.
Where are you?
I'll look at Sully's in a second. I've got Dubravka in goal. I've had I had loads of injuries and saved up.
Oh yeah, excuses. Yeah.
I've kept with this donut, Mo Salah, for so long. And like, if you take him out, if you bite the bullet and take him out, then you can go and improve everywhere. But he's like 14.5 bar. But you just know the second you take him out, he's going to score a hat trick.
He who hesitates. Where are you sat? What number are you? What position are you?
I'm currently 319th in the league.
That's not bad. Better than you were last time. You've improved.
It's just slightly marginally. Let's go and find your team.
217.
217th, and then we're going to have a look at the people at the top. Sully. We're going to look at Sully's league, see what he's doing. So I'm going to take some lessons. 217th. Here we go. Carlos Kickable.
Yeah.
Who you got? Dubravka in goal. Mickey van der Ven. Virgil. Wan-Bissaka. We got 2 players the same. Reinders. Semenyo. 3 players the same. Saka. Kudus. Haaland 4. Isak and João Pedro. And then on the bench, you've got Kelleher, Statch, good player. Senesi, good player. And your boy, oh no, that's a different one. Esteve,
who got 8 points on the weekend, yeah.
But you didn't get any of them. It's always sickening, isn't it, when you've left like 20 points on the bench or something. Absolutely sickening.
Yeah, I didn't have a good week this week. I didn't have a great week.
Right, let's get to who was there? It was Sully, wasn't it? Sully was the number 1 in the chat right now. Let's see what you're up to, Sully, shall we?
He was number 7th. He was 7th, Sully.
Here we go. Let's see what he's up to. Pope in goal. Gabriel. You've got 3 Arsenal players, you dirty little git. Dirty Sully.
Dirty bastard.
Pedro, Haaland, Voltemade, Smart, Saka, Rangers. See, this is the thing. If you stuck with Salah, you're fucked. If you dropped Salah ages ago, you're probably at the hot, definitely in the top half because you've got better players to play
On
with.
the bench there.
You've also got Esteve and you've got Dubravka on the bench there. Nick Pope in goal. It's a nice team.
The interesting thing is who are these players? Who are these teams have been already used their triple captain, their wild card, their bench boost?
Oh, can you see that? Can you see that on here? I forget. No,
not sure. You can.
I haven't used any of my free hits.
Neither have I. I was thinking about using my wild card this weekend actually.
Who else did you say was in the top half? The first page?
14th. Whoever's 14th.
James.
Yeah.
6 to 8 weeks. I like that. 6 to 8 weeks injury. How long's he out for? A while. 6 to 8 weeks. Raya and Mora. Look at this fucking filth. Mark Gahey, Semenyo.
Right. Arsenal haven't conceded any goals, so it makes sense.
It does make sense, yeah. It does make sense. Chalobah on the bench. He left some points on the bench there. Left some points. Get Mark Gahey out. Get your boy Trevor back in. That's a nice little team, though. Nice little team.
Nice and balanced.
Well done. Well done to everybody.
Yes, and you can have one good week and jump about 80 places. That's how tight it is at the moment. Yeah?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Right, I'm going to let Salah go. I'm going to let him spin one more week for Mo Salah.
More salad for one more week.
Oh, maybe I won't. Now I've said it. If I take him out, I know he's going to score a hattie.
Guys, where are you off to this weekend? Let us know in the chat. If you're up for abroad, let us know. You're going to a bar to watch it, a supporters club bar to watch your game, or are you going? Sam, I don't know if you're still in there. Are you going to Man United this weekend? I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm getting on the slow coach to Everton because there's no way I'm driving.
No phones coach.
Pardon?
Are you getting on a no phones coach or are you getting on a normal coach?
No, that's a school coach, mate. Right, it's a school coach. This
Apparently,
one's
no phones coach. He gets pretty wild on there. You know.
Oh yeah, it could be that one. It's a debauchery coach.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Apparently, there's no phones allowed.
All right. What happens on the coach stays on the coach.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself, mate. Enjoy to all of you wherever you are.
The last time I was on the coach, the toilet didn't work from the off.
Oh,
so everyone was on the pish, and they were pissing.
What were you doing? What do you have to ask the driver to pull in?
So they were pissing and pissing, right? It was like I think we stopped 4 or 5 times on the way up, and about 4 or 5 on the way back. I didn't get back to Palmer's Green till midnight. I was going to Burnley. That's another schlap and a half, that one. Yeah, 8:45, the coach leaves for a 4:30 kickoff.
You won't get back until probably like midnight, will you?
Yeah, 12:30 probably.
Yeah, long day. Drop me out. Dapper Sure saying 6:30 deadline today. I appreciate you letting me know, mate. I've still got like 3 subs I can make or 3 transfers I can make because I haven't been paying attention.
And the big tip of the day for me is make sure, it's like my mum, make sure you go to the toilet before you get on the coach. Thank you for that one.
Listen, if you have what I've got with the current state of my guts, you need to go to the bathroom before, during, 20 times after. There's no end of bathroom breaks for me right now. Absolute nightmare in the guts. Anyway,
Ren Solari, I've got 1 Arsenal player in my team, Saka. That's all I've got. 1. I'm not the one who had multiple.
I don't think I have any in there. Season before last, I won the We Are Tottenham TV league, and I didn't use an Arsenal player until I realised that other people were doing it, because I thought there was the rule that you weren't allowed to do it. And then I got through until like January or February or something, and I was like, wait a minute, I thought there was a rule in this league that we're not allowed to use Arsenal. No, that's a personal thing. I was like, oh, fuck this. If we could use Arsenal players, then I brought them in. But yeah, got through to January.
I made a big mistake. Last season, I had Gabriel in from the start. Not sure why I didn't. I had Virgil van Dijk, which is a bit ridiculous considering all the things I said about Liverpool's defence. You know, you should be having Gabriel because not only is he getting defensive contributions, clean sheets, he's also scoring goals and assists. So it was a big faux pas by me to not have Gabriel in, but he was very expensive and he meant sacrificing others. But so be it. Me not having Haaland in from the beginning was probably a mistake, and having more Salad.
I tried to shoehorn Cole Palmer, Salah, and Haaland all into the same team, and in the end, I had I started the season with those 3 players in, and then the rest of my team was made up with like bottom of the basement, you know, second team players that are never going to start, and then hasn't worked out. But like you say, Johnny, it's young, and we're that horse coming down.
Yeah, I'm coming from behind. I'm loving my Mets. I actually might go get my haircut tomorrow wearing this Mets shirt just to see what people are saying. What shirt is that?
It's a nice top.
It's quite nice, my other team. The fact that they're sat bottom of the French league with no wins is neither here nor there.
Doesn't matter, mate. It's all about the
fashion.
Waiting
for my Cremonese shirt, Sean. Still waiting for my... Jamie Vardy, for those who are interested in, has started to play for the Creme. And we got another draw on the weekend. We'll touch those.
Always rising.
We're going to be more regular now, guys. Hopefully everything being what it is, guys. If before you go, if you could hit the like button, and if you are watching and you still haven't hit the subscribe button to our channel, please hit it because it helps us grow, helps the algorithm, and all these things that. You know, it might not make any difference to you, but they make a big difference to us. And we really appreciate your support and all of those who have stuck by us for the last 3.5-4 months since we've been going. We really appreciate it. I think that's a bit it, Sean, isn't it?
That is about it, my man. I'll let you guys go. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do a show tomorrow, I think.
We'll do a show tomorrow. And enjoy your evening. And smash the like and subscribe and get over to the bad boys on the podcast stuff. We'll see you later. It's goodbye from me, Johnny.
Goodbye from him.